Who is responsible for that damage? MSI responded, thank you very much, have a nice day. It does not work. Not on Earth, maybe in some other planet, but not on Earth. If there's one thing I hate in this world, is the word I understand. I understand. If I understand is not followed by an action, it means nothing. I posted a video a few days ago, 4080 MSI Trio, never seen before, connector fell off and triggered the smoke alarm. I went over the communication between me and the customer and how that happened. The customer said he was using his computer and smoke came out from his computer from the connection between his power supply and the video card, and it triggered his smoke alarm. Customer reached, at that time the computer was still working. The customer reached for that power supply cable to make sure the cable is connected properly with the video card, because I always mention, if the cable is not connected properly with the video card, it can create resistance and it can burn the connector. And you know, we've went over this in probably 30, 40 videos. Customer went to check on that cable and the cable came right off the board along with the 12VH PWR connector. The connector desoldered itself off the board, off a 12 to 15 layer board. That is insane. That is the craziest thing I've seen, and I have worked on, I would say, thousands of 4090s with burned 12VH PWR connectors. I showed the box not too long ago. I'll show it to you again in case you have not seen that video. But I have a box here with about 300 to 400 burned 12VH PWR connectors that we replace for 4080s and 4090s, mainly 4090s. I see less 4080s, but have not seen any 4070s. So I know those cards by heart, and I'm not just talking out of my, you know. For a connector to get desoldered off a video card without anybody applying heat or trying to desolder that connector is just crazy. The board is 12 to 15 layers. If I were to apply 500 degrees Celsius onto that connector for 10 or 20 minutes, I'm not going to be able to desolder that connector off the board. The plastic will melt before that connector gets desoldered. If I'm applying heat from the bottom and not from the top where the plastic is, it's going to take an insane amount of heat and time to desolder that connector. So to come and tell me a connector desoldered itself off the board because it overheated, that tells me only one thing, one and only one thing. There was no quality check done on that card and not enough solder on that connector. Not enough solder on the board can most definitely create that issue. I have not seen anything like this before. That's the first case where a customer comes in and tells me that the connector came right off. I did go over, I do not know if I still have that cable. I always like to keep those cables for reference. I do have it probably somewhere. Right there. That's the cable the customer had plugged in to his video card. He was not using any cable mod adapters. He was not using any middleman between the cable and the video card. That's the original cable. And if you look at the connector here, again, you can watch the video. That connector got fused onto the cable and we cannot get a focus. Who cares, right? The connector fused itself to that cable, and you can see, you can tell all the pins are still on that connector and not stuck on the video card. And the holes on the video card where the pins came off from are clean. So the connector came clean off the video card. Now, the customer spent a lot of money on the card. Who is to blame? Should we blame the customer? And we've discussed this topic to death. Should we blame the user? Should we blame NVIDIA? Should we blame MSI? Should we blame the engineers who made that connector? Who should we blame? The card is made by MSI. Who is responsible for that damage? MSI responded, and I pinned their comment so viewers can read it. They wrote, "Thank you for your valuable feedback. MSI is fully aware of the issue and has taken it seriously. We've implemented technical optimizations and improvements in the subsequent product manufacturing process. We will continue to focus on product quality and user experience. Thank you for your continued support and trust in MSI." Who buys this? In what world Can MSI sell a response like this? We are sorry. Thank you for your feedback. We are aware of the issue, and we will make sure it never happens again. How does that help the customer? How does that pay the bills? How does that put money in the customer's pocket? How does that compensate the customer for a burnt, clearly manufacturing issue where the customer lost, how much is the card? I don't know. How does this help the customer? Just like somebody telling you, you call customer support, oh, we understand, and we are sorry this happened to you. We got to make sure it never happens again. How does that help me? If there's one thing I hate in this world, is the word, I understand. I understand. If I understand is not followed by an action, it means nothing. I want to give a charity to that homeless, and I talk about it. Oh, you know what? I feel good when I give a charity. I want to give a charity. I want to give a charity. I want to give a charity. It's all talk, 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 and I do not do it. It's talk without actions. I want to become an astronaut. I want to build muscles. You just talk and you do not take action, it's never going to happen. How does this pay the bill for the customer? A reputable company like MSI should have responded, we are sorry this happened. We're going to make sure this never happens again. And we're going to compensate that customer by providing that customer with a brand new video card and an apology. And we're going to compensate you, the person who fixed that video card, for taking the time to fix it and bring this to our attention. Maybe I'm just too extreme. Maybe I'm just going way beyond and far. Maybe I'm asking too much. Okay, we're going to offer the customer a brand new card. Screw you. We're not going to pay you for your services, for bringing this to our attention, for fixing the card to the customer. We're just going to provide the customer with a brand new card. Or maybe I'm still going extreme. We're going to provide the customer with a used, good working, refurbished video card. Maybe I'm still going extreme. We're going to compensate that customer for the cost to fix that card. Something, right? But to come and tell me we are aware of the issue. So you know the issue is from your side. You know it's your fault. Customer paid money for that card. We've implemented technical optimizations and improvements in the subsequent product manufacturing process. Who cares? I care about me, not about what you have implemented. You need to fix what you have not done right, but you need to compensate that customer for the hassle and for what he had to go through with his card. I mean, the card triggered the smoke alarm. What more do you want? Maybe his house would have burned down. Then what? I want everybody to log into that video and comment what you think MSI should do. Maybe I'm just an old-fashioned guy. I don't know. Maybe I'm asking for too much. Log into that video and leave a comment under MSI's comment and let them know what you think the right thing to do is. And as soon as MSI responds with any positive news, I will most definitely do another video on it, because we have to give credit where credit is due. If MSI decided to compensate myself and the user, or the user alone, or whatever the case may be, I will most definitely do another video on it and give credit for MSI taking action. But a company like MSI should not be cheap, should not just ignore what the customer paid for the card and what the customer had to go through, and to just give you a few words like this. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. It does not work. Not on Earth. Maybe in some other planet, but not on Earth. Log into the video. I'm going to leave a link down in the description, or maybe I'll pin the comment. Go to that video and let MSI know what they should do. Maybe MSI will listen, and I will give them credit as soon as they take action.
Better